Hello boys and girls, welcome back to In the Pit with Jeff. Just thought I'd bring you guys along and girls for a quick little tour of what we've been up to. It's been a while since I've really done anything down here. I got a backlog of some videos that I've been working out on posting. So anyways, we took some spot putty, just a Bondo glazing and spot putty. Gave the radiator and oil scoop a quick skim, and then we gave it a sand and a prime. I put some made up my slurry of epoxy and micro balloons and just filled that gap in there. We ran our 1/32, I think it is, the chart pack. It's just drafting tape. Made the panel line there, panel line for over there, and then the little access panels on there. Not sure if I showed you the this was, I've always been calling this the belly pan, but I think it's like a chin cowl. So I made this mold up. The plug originally was blue foam, and then just some on top of the blue foam I used just the normal drywall, ready-made drywall compound to build up a bunch of layers on it, and then casted this. Was a polyester mold that we took off it. I think I used 1/2 ounce cloth for my first layer, and then a couple 6 ounces maybe on the outside of it. Strengthen it all up, and then I'm not sure if I hit it with the, yeah, there's a layer of matte cloth with the cloth there, the fiberglass matting. So we did chin cowl, quick skim of some of the Bondo spot putty. Working on filling that low spot that was in there. So I just gotta dress it up. Just gave it a shot of primer, quick sand this morning, a shot of primer. It looks shitty in the camera because you're zoomed right in, but it's gotta go over it a bit more. Another light coat of the spot putty. Got all our aileron servo hatch covers. Quick prime. I'm just using the Beauty Tone primer, Alclide. Doesn't stink too bad in the basement. We'll go for a wander over here. Basically did the same thing. A little slurry mix here. Got the inspection covers on, panel lines on. Basically I used my blowing up 3-view. Just take my old compass, do some measurements, come over here, do a little ticky mark, front, same thing, do a ticky mark, and then front of the cowl, measure in, front of the cowl. Where's my thing? There we are. Set it, measure it in, mark, and then I was going from this one over to that one, back and forth. I also just have a piece of, I don't even know what this plastic was, but you can use that too for any bendy plastic to line up your edge. I can, sorry about that again, square it up with the wing, square it up with the thing, scribe your curved lines. Then I was going to be working on the belly, the chin cowl, and it's got inspection right there. And if we go over to don't mind my mess, go over to my big 3 view here, it shows the inspection panel right there as being really huge. Okay, so we're going to go for a wander back over here. And then we get out my big book of Mustangs. And if you look, see if I can zoom you in. Chin cowl just has a inspection cover. Where's my finger? Here's my finger. Right there. Just a little one. So, what we did, was we just drew up a little inspection panel. Just drew it up on my old drafting paper and glued it just using the cheap glue stick. Glued it to a piece of cardboard, cut it out, made a template, a couple pieces of litho plate, cut it out, just a quick scuff on the corners just to round them off, and then they'll just get cyanoed onto the chin cowl after. I still gotta make one more for my Mustang. One of the little scoops on the side of my dad's was broken, so I just went into onto the computer, went in, pulled up these little ellipses. I don't even know how I did it in Fusion. Drew up an ellipse, and then I don't know how I extruded it, but shelled it in the inside too. So basically what I had to do on this one was I would cut the front section out, and that's what I used. I'll take you for a walk over here. On mine. So basically I just cut the front part off it and glued them in there to make that little scoop. And then I took the piece that I cut off, sanded it down, and made the little part there where it's supposed to be, apparently it's supposed to be the pilot's P-tube, or where his P-spot comes out of. Alright, let's go for another wander around here. Don't mind the mess, we're renovating. So I had a piece of one that I had kept, and I glued that back onto my dad's. His was broken, so I just glued it over the broken one and hit it with a bit of primer. In our process of screwing around, broke this off of his. So I just glued, that's why I made a couple extras. Cut that piece off of the one, glued that on there. We've got our wing bolt bracket all in there. It ran some bit of triangle aileron stock, just some edge of aileron stock in the gap, and used just the old Gorilla Glue. Get that all fabbed in there. And hang on a second, I gotta try and turn this around. Oh, guys. Grab it by the fillet and break it off. So, I ended up ripping my dad's, no, not ripping, but I used a little spatula thing, a little scraper, and worked underneath and popped the canopy off, because I'm gonna pull a new one because of the just the scratches and stuff in it. Plus now I want to get in there and rip out his instrument panel that I had made and make it back into more of the scale one. Cowl, gonna sand that down today and get that taken care of. Let's come back over here. So it's coming along. I took some of the drafting tape since I had it out, replaced the ones that we had kind of sanded off when we're playing around in there, and then just gave it a shot of primer. I just got to go around, flip the wing back up, and line up, I don't know if you can see it right there, line up the ends with the drafting tape on the other side. And yeah, but it's I think this wing is pretty well getting there to be primolid. Also, just want to show you, if you got any of these, if you get your case of pop or beer or whatever in a cardboard box, these things work good, not only for loading up parts and stuff, but they make great little, if you want to do some spraying, and that it kind of keeps a bit of the overspray down. On the other side of the shop, I got some furnace vents and filters all set up in a little spray booth for my plastic models and stuff. But I just shot that over here, and then I got just a cardboard box. There's a lid for a box that paper comes in, and you know, keep sticking it in case you got to do some painting. But the beauty about something like that is, if you wanted to, say, hang on a second, another shit show in the pit video. So I had this all covered with the glazing putty. So I just hold it over here, sand it. Everything's pretty well detained in here, and then I can just dump it in our big cardboard garbage box. I didn't even know these sponges, sand-in sponges, were around. When I was renovating, when we first moved into our house on Dogwood, I took out the walk-in closet and built a stand-up shower for Shelly. And then as that was getting a little harder for her to get in and out of, because she has the muscular dystrophy, but at that time she could still walk on her own with a cane. I had a buddy that we were friends with down where we had our cottage come down and give me a hand, and we ripped everything out, the shower out, the tub out, and built a new, put all big walk-in shower and that for her. and he had bought some of these sponges when we were down, I think Home Depot or whatever, and I thought, man, those are for doing drywalling and sanding the edges and stuff, and I was like, man, those things are freaking cat's meow there, as they say. And so you can use them. You can use them on stuff. I've used them on the balsa wood. I've used them on the spot putties and stuff. Seem to work pretty good. What's another trick? Since we're doing hints and tips today. Close this up. Close that whole book up. For the plastic modeling guys, and that, which also works for us. You know, when you're doing cockpits and stuff, they say to, on your plastic models, put some sponge in, or the wheel wells and that. So sponge is stuffed in there, keep some of the primer out of there. Because I had the big radiator grill. Now on mine, I sat my radiator grill right at the back, and on my dad's, come back over here. I guess this is just back a little bit farther, or a little bit. What did I do? I think. Let's have a peek. Sorry about this. I can't remember now. Told you I'm getting it. I'm getting some timers. Oh, I did too. Okay. Yeah, so his is right pretty well there. I don't know if I can zoom in there. Doo. Let's turn this up. Big grunting world. Oh yeah, so I backed that off. Built that there. Then his is forward there. Okay. Also, I used some of the duct tape for doing your heating vents and stuff. Put that there as a backer, just so I can fill. Remember, I wanted that edge filled a bit, so we got that taken care of. So I think on that note, people, I'm gonna go have some lunch, and probably come back down later on and give the cowl a quick sand. It's February 1st and -9 or so outside right now. Not as cold as it has been. All right, talk to you guys on the flip side. Ciao.